patch notes review for April 11, and we have a lot of changes, as you can see here, right? So let's just get quickly over them. First one is for Falstad. It's a small amount of changes, as I can see. Gathering Storm. Every hero hammer rank hits also returns 10 mana. I mean, that's a nice little buff, I guess, but nothing really big. Wingman active reduces active road cooldown by 3 seconds. Okay, I mean, it's the one that it's the bribe, right? It's the bribe that also increases the damage of W. So yeah, now also it passively reduces the cooldown by 3 seconds. I mean, yeah. My W build first that, you know, even though like I played like auto attack WW and the giant killer because Falstad has really nice auto attack speed, and you know it is nice to utilize that. It's one of the highest, you know, attack speed of like range carries. But I mean, full W, 3 seconds, you know. What can it be good against? I mean, you know, you kind of want to have like giant killer, I guess, against Blaze, because you know, like Blaze, and you have a high attack speed, so you can get a lot of like value out of it. But I'm thinking against what tanks it can be good. I mean, I guess in a way against archers, right? Like Diablo, you also kind of want a giant killer. Might be fine against like, you know, Trial. Because you can like the additional range at level 7 is nice, because like it lets you deal damage when it's not that safe to do auto attacks, you know, and you can just control your W to like be dealing damage to opponents. So that's quite nice for like full W. And I think it's perfectly fine to play full W. Like if people are laughing at build like this or something, it's just wrong. It is a good build, man. Like, it's not gonna change much if you will have Q or auto attack on level 1, really. So that's a nice buff, you know. Remove the duration of shields granted by barrel roll. This is also nice in a way. Oh, it's level 4, so like if you E, the shield stays till it, you know, gets taken off by damage. So that's fine, but I mean, you have the W and the auto attack heal. I'm not sold on this. It's nice because like I guess it needed a buff in a way. But yeah, you can get a pre-shield, so I don't know, maybe against Zeratul in a way it's fine, but I'm not even sure about that. Okay, Phoenix. Apparently Phoenix was super strong. Like I didn't play that much after his release, but yeah, from what I heard, like he's strong, so we can expect a lot of nerfs. And yeah, 10 damage reduction on auto attack, 10 on Q. The Planet Cracker is the one that shoots a laser, right? So the damage is increased. I mean, that's probably pretty much going to be nerf on everything that's listed here, I guess. So advanced tracking, the seasoned marksman, the Phoenix's seasoned marksman nerfed to. I was already nerfed in a way, right? Because I think it was 80 before. Maybe before like they released him, they nerfed it, like from PTR to life. Arsenal synergy, W damage bonus increased from, okay, well, it was probably, I think it's fine, because it's the one that requires you to shoot 3 times, and then you, like from the fast shooting one, and then you can throw a big bomb. I think it's fine, like it was the weakest, I think. Like you have the one that that makes you deal more damage if you shoot a step, then you have the stacking one, and these two were the best. And yeah, we've nerfed to this one. The shooter step might be a little bit better, or like, you know, more decent than this in a way, you know, because like both were good. Like this could just outperform, but if you are not at high risk of getting like, you know, killed while trying to get the 3 auto attacks to get this buffed, like might be fine. I will have to check the damage. Movement speed bonus reduced, okay. Because that could get annoying. Damage bonus against slow target reduced, yeah. A lot of nerfs. Yeah. Spell armor increased, okay. Shield recharge increased from, okay. That's interesting. Yes, I think this is like fine change here. I don't know if that's not too big, but I mean, when I was making a review, right, and like 20% of Lucio healing is like, it might not even like give you a shield because it's so low that it doesn't get like it doesn't count, you know. That could actually happen, you know. JK, but yeah, that's slightly better, I guess. But I don't know if it's not too much, you know. It's like 100 buff, right? Okay, repeater cannon bonus attack speed increased. Okay, interesting. Shield ammo increased from 60 to 80. Okay, so some buffs at 20, but doesn't really matter because like his early game, I guess, and overall stats were just strong, so they required nerfing, I guess. Hanzo, nature agility cooldown increased by 5 seconds. Good. I hate Hanzo jumping away from danger like half the map. I don't know, Overwatch heroes, man. The dragon strike damage increased. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there should ever be talents that just make you almost one-shot the mercenaries. Because why do you need bribe then if you can just like 1W, one golem's bribed, 1W the other one is bribed, you know, like. And it's just abusable whenever there's a like objective that you have to take and it's PvE. I don't think that should be that big. You know, like it was like Vala's Qs, you know, Hanzo's W's. Like I don't think they should be that strong against minions. What we have for Liming, level 1, the E talent. I think it could have like additional like you know, power to it or like effect to it. Maybe like removing the mana cost from E or something. Because this talent is what makes the blink has 2-second shorter cooldown if you don't take damage. Like in a way it can be nice because if you don't get damage then you can blink on someone for the damage, right? If you play that build, and then you have like another blink pretty soon, so. I don't know about that, but it's fine, I guess, you know. Nothing really big, you know. No one plays that, and if this happened, that means that, you know, Liming just wiped enemy team anyway, so it doesn't matter if she gets 5% more HP, you know. Nova Monkas. Each hero hit also grants an additional precision sniper stack. It's the AoE, right? That's nice. Makes you restack more after you fail to build Nova properly and you have a bad build and you fit, you know, debate that. I mean, it's fine. Ionic Force Field, armor duration increased from 2 to 3 seconds. This is after you drop stealth, right? I guess fine, but... Oh shit, the double tap is increasing the pinning shot cooldown now, huh? Yeah, I mean, that was the because this is the talent that increases your damage, right? And nothing else on 13 is increasing your damage, so you were always like kind of picking it, right? You not often get like a damage talent on a tier that has no damage, no other damage like increase talents, you know. So like double tap had a high peak ratio. 16 lethal decoy damage bonus reduced from. You know, I cry every time. I cry every time they touch Nova, you know. I mean, not anymore because they touch her too much, Monkas. It's not the old one. that I had so much fun with, but crippling short armor, yeah, I don't know, that's just random in a way. They are really like, what they are doing with some heroes, man. They're just making her, yeah, guys, we don't know what to do with Nova, so we're just gonna, you know, do some funny changes, and now we'll make it an AoE machine, you know. We nerf everything else and just play Q and have fun. If it doesn't prove to be fun, like, we will just make another random change. Tilted. Tracer, I mean, this was obvious. I checked the Tracer, you know, patch or changes yesterday. I mean, I think I even said this during the PTR like patch when they changed or nerfed the Tracer overall. Like, I thought the bomb got nerfed, right? But like, they make her have so much more HP and like auto attack damage that it should be like in a way even better, because you will have easier time and do more damage, like from just as a sustained damage carry. You know, you don't always have to go and try to nuke someone down with Tracer, because you have really decent like sustained damage on front lane and you can't really be punished, you know. So like, some characters are just helpless, you know, against Tracer. You just stay in front and you just pew pew all the time, you know, until you create enough like damage on opponents that you can do something else, or your team can do something else, you know. Multi-class, there will be so many heroes change in this class, in this role, I think. Oh wait, it's only one. Interesting. Usually there's so many changes to multi-class heroes, you know. My god. Stats. Health increased. Okay, I mean, that needed to happen, because that, like, the whole variant rework was bullshit for me, okay? They just nerfed everything super hard, and then they make him have ultimate at level 4, so people are like, whoa, this is so good, this is so hype. And that's supposed to cover the, like, you know, nerf to everything. And the HP nerf was like, I don't know, so big, man. So it had to be that they will eventually increase it, and it's just 100, not even 100, but you know, it is something, right? And I mean, I don't know how big of a nerf this is, like when you get that plus 100, but at level 20, I believe variant's HP was different by like 1k 100 HP, okay? And now that HP is nerfed by another 5. No, wait, bonus health and health regeneration reduced from, yeah, it's nerfed by 5, but you get 100 here, so I don't know how much it is. Specialist Medivh, Force of Magic. Okay, so they buff some random talent, because I don't think that was the one that you picked. Arcane Explosion, base damage reduced. Yeah, that also had to eventually happen, right? I mean, the number to begin with when I was reading it were quite big. You know, the base damage already was like fine almost to beat this talent, you know. Because the other weren't really that like crazy or anything. For this, you have to stack it twice, and I mean, you have only Q to deal like magic damage, so you're not buffing that much of your kit, right? Just Q that you can miss, or like you cannot stack it even sometimes. So like, you know, that was like pretty decent on its own without even the additional damage. And since it had the additional damage, then it's like was good to pick, and apparently that was what people were picking and abusing in a way. Like people were like crying about it or something, but fine, I guess. Circle of Protection now also increases force of will cooldown by 2 seconds. Okay, yeah. It's these talents are just so annoying, you know, when everyone gets shield. I think the Zarya ones is more annoying, you know. Imagine if, I mean, we should be grateful that Blizzard in its like greatness, you know, didn't make Tassadar has you know, Q that spreads to teammates. Imagine, just imagine, or stop imagine. Like, you actually don't want to imagine that, okay? But yeah, especially when he was like good. Good is a small word for High Templar, I guess. reabsorption. Heal amount increased from 60% to 70. Okay. Okay, I mean, apparently it wasn't not enough, and it would not be enough even with this nerf, so they increased it. I think it's fine. Sylvanas, that's controversial for a lot of people that don't know that Sylvanas is bad overall. I triggered someone probably somewhere debated, but yeah, I like this, to be honest, you know. I think that's perfectly fine. It will like remove like effectiveness of some griefers in Hero League that should not be ever like effective or successful, you know. So that's a good change, okay? And I like this, you know. I think like the Sylvanas out attack damage was usually like really disappointing. So it's 5 damage increase. It's not that much, but it's still something, you know. So I like this, okay? I like this change overall. I think it's nice. I might even play more Sylvanas, you know. If I play more heroes debated. Karasim. Health increased, nice. Health regeneration, whatever. Healing increased, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's good for sure, okay? Good balance change there. Malfurion abilities. Regrow. Heal amount reduced from 400 to 380. That the overall heal, right? Yeah. And Moonfire heal also reduced. I like it because I don't like Malfurion, okay? That's a random change. But yeah, I like this. You know, like Malfurion can get so oppressive, or rather like team that has Malfurion healer, not Malfurion himself. But like, if you have slow damage, you know, I don't know, you pick like Junkrat, and then you have Chromie that hits no spells, and then you have like Afquart tanks like, I don't know, Joanna, and Lucio that only do 2 and nothing else in a game. Then you will have really hard time like dealing damage to like double front lane tank like Arthur's Place, you know, solid damage behind, and Malfurion, you know. If they have also like three melees and you have no damage on them, and Malfurion have Q on everyone, and you also have like 2 tanks, but 2 tanks that does nothing, and Malfurion always get the W's off safely, then you just can't deal like damage to them, you know. They just death ball you, and yeah, they get healed for a lot, so I think that's fine. He's supposed to sustain, not make teams survive, okay? Like sustain support, okay? AoE sustain support. Warrior Chen. Adjusted quest reward, okay. Gain 15 armor per hero ignited with Breath of Fire. Okay. I mean, I don't remember how it was before. Was it like 10 or something? And why it says Q? I don't remember this talent. I think like, I mean, there was like this, the evasion talent on level 1. Maybe this will change it. I mean, against spell cleaves, I guess you can pick it, right? If they don't have like a lot of AoE, I mean AAs, then you don't need that, obviously. And that still helps against auto attacks too, in a way, because it's armor, like all armor. Health regeneration granted by gathering regeneration globes no longer caps at 30. It's like, okay, doesn't matter really. Like getting 30 globes. Yes, it's easier now, but it's still a lot, you know. So, Cactus bonus damage per hero hit increased from 3 to 4. I mean, it's a nice small buff, I guess. It's good that they didn't buff his HP and auto attacks. I think it's the talents when they can look to like increase his power a little bit, but I don't think they should increase his health or like auto attack damage. yet, at least. Or at all, I guess, because Chen can get annoying, you know. Added functionality. Spell armor persists as long as Chen has fortifying brew shields. I think that's fine. Unless can it stack now? If you have like one, like you drink and you get the shield and you re-drink, can you like stack it up? I don't know if it matters, but maybe you can get like, I think it's 30, right? So you can get it to 60. I don't know. We'll have to check it, but I mean, I don't think the new shield is not getting rewrited, right? It's just the duration refreshes. But we'll have to check it. The Haka. Adaptation cooldown reduced from 90 to 80. I mean, the Haka like fell down a little bit in popularity. So maybe that's an attempt at making her more popular again. Because like, you know, Blaze is doing what the Haka was doing. Maybe the buffs to like melee assassins were annoying. Like, you know, Sonya was like pretty strong, you know, so like Blaze is rotating, like he took over like what the Haka was doing in a way. Obviously there's no global, but you know, he was like they buffed a lot of like offlaners, right? Like Malfurion, you know, Sonya, Blaze was added. So he might have fall a little bit. Enduring Swarm, spell armor increased. Slow duration increased. Oh, heroes target enemy heroes hit by Dark Swarm. That's really nice. That's really nice. I mean, that's probably going to be the like go-to. Even more or something. Bonus damage increased, okay. I mean, nothing like really sick or anything, but I mean, against spell damage heroes, you know, this, you know. I mean, yes, you are missing on the movement speed and you're missing on the, like, if you want to go for the healing one, right? But that's a lot of spell armor, like permanent spell armor, so like, in some cases you might think about it. The thing is, like with the Haka, you want that movement speed and you want to get like on Malfurion, you know, put a lot of pressure on him, and look for like interrupting a Twilight Dream or something, you know, or just dodging it, you know, just putting pressure on unmobile casters. That's what you want to do most of the time, and this could be potentially nice against that. But on the other hand, you wanna have that movement speed so you can reach them, you know, and continue on applying pressure. But yeah. Okay, Leoric, auto attack damage increased. Interesting, and cooldown reduced from okay. So my Grief W builds get stronger, you know. Nice. I think that's fine. Because I don't like the overall like rework of Leoric. I think he was really nice and like situational peak that was needed for the game, and then they make it into something weird, in some situations like annoying to play, but less effective at what he was supposed to do before the rework, and that was annoying. But yeah, I mean, he got a small buff now, as he also fell a little bit in popularity. Okay, Tyrael. Healing increased to 15 per stack. Okay. I mean, that AoE shield increase, I mean, like the shield on allies talent is like pretty strong, and it makes it annoying to play against Tyrael when he shields everyone for so much, you know. But if you really, like, if they have all single target damage, that got buffed a little bit, and if you really need to be tanky, you know, that's a buff for it, so you might consider. Armor increased, okay, by 5. Yeah, so like, you know, you can, you know, this buffs like self-sustain, this buff self-sustain, or like solo tankiness or whatever, you know. Interesting, but that's after ESO. And the AoE damage of Q increased too, okay. but the duration is reduced, so it's now more bestie, which is fine in a way, because you know your Q can't move, right? So it's better if it deals more damage in shorter time, right? Because it's more likely that opponents will eat full damage before they move away from the range of it, right? So it's fine. Smite the weak. Cooldown recharge rate increased from... Okay. Okay, I will be right back. Actually, okay, wait, this is the last one, right? Okay, Zarya, health increased, or... I don't know about that. I mean, she's not really common, but she's niche, but not necessarily bad. Like, in some cases, she's actually, like, annoying in a way to play against, but... Yeah, she might be not picked as often as they would like to, so they buffed it. But they have to be careful with buffing her. I'm skeptical about it. And they also finally reduced the gravitonal surge. Oh my god, I probably butchered that talent name, but then again, I butcher a lot of names and stuff, so whatever. But I believe it started with 100 seconds, which was too much for ultimate that deals no damage, and 60 is fine. So that's a pretty big buff for Zyra.